Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the July 11th, 2023 Old Bridge Township Council meeting. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance, and please remain standing for a moment of silence and for a prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As customary in this chamber, we stand for a moment of silence to remember those who are protecting us, both here and abroad, for our first responders, for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. A moment of silence, please. Our prayer, Mr. Pasquitti.
Dear Lord, bless thy servants in the ministry of public affairs who serve thee in this chamber. Give us quiet minds and hearts that we may hear your voice. Help us to know when to speak, when to be silent. Give us strength to oppose the wrong and uphold the right. And grant that we have a good conscience and soul at peace with thee and with one another. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please be seated.
Roll call. Please. Councilperson DeCaro. Councilperson De Palma.
Here.
Let the record reflect that Councilperson Desai is absent. Councilperson Garcia is absent. Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli. Councilperson Murphy is absent. Councilperson Pasquitti.
Here.
Council Vice President Walker.
Here.
And Council President Sohar.
Here.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the official newspapers of the Township on January 6, 2023, and has been posted in public places. Next open public meeting of the Township Council will be held on Tuesday, August 8, 2023, at 7:30 p.m.
Thank you very much. Welcome everyone to the meeting. Good evening. And we'll begin this evening with Mayor Henry.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we're going to acknowledge Parks and Recreation Month. Parks and Recreation is an integral part of communities throughout this country, including Old Bridge Township. Parks and Recreation promotes health and wellness, improving the physical and mental health of people who use and live near parks. Parks and Recreation promotes time spent outdoors, which positively impacts mental health by increasing the cognitive performance and the well-being of all park visitors. Parks and Recreation encourages physical activities by providing safe space for popular sports, fitness and walking trails, and many other activities designed to promote active lifestyles. Parks and Recreation is a leading provider of healthy meals, nutrition service, education. Its programs and education activities, such as out-of-school time programming, youth sports, and environmental education, are critical to childhood development. Parks and recreation facilities and programs increases a community's economic prosperity through increased property values, the attraction and retention of businesses, and crime reduction. Parks and recreation is fundamental to the environmental well-being of our community. It is also an essential and adaptable infrastructure that makes our communities more resilient. Our parks and national recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and outdoor physical activities. The United States House of Representatives has designated July as Parks and Recreation Month. Now, therefore, I, Owen Henry, Mayor of the Township of Old Bridge, the Township Council, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim July 2023 as Parks and Recreation Month and encourage fellow citizens to recognize the benefits derived from parks and recreation resources. And on a closing note, I would like to thank Matt and his staff for maintaining, growing our parks and recreation here in Old Bridge. You do a great job, you and your staff. It's so important to the people who live in our town that we have these spaces, and they're only going to get better as time goes on. So thanks, Matt. Thank you. Thank you, Council.
Thank you very much, Mayor. That was a really Nice resolution, and I agree. I think we've done a lot, and we're doing more. I can't wait to see all the different walking trails at Cottrell Park. From what we're looking at, they're going to be absolutely amazing. So we are really, moving forward with making sure that there's all types of recreation for all different people. So thank you very much, Mayor. Okay, next. Next will be appointment, resolution to appoint a member to the Housing Authority to fill an unexpired term. Do I have a nomination?
I'd like to nominate Leon Scogno.
Second.
Anyone else?
I'd like to nominate Lance Hilfman.
Do I have a second? No? Okay. Then we'll vote on Mr. Scogno.
So I'll read down everybody's name, you just let me know. right?
Yep.
You let me know who you want to
And
vote
Mr.,
for.
right, and Mr. Hilfman.
Mr. Helfman or Mr. Scott?
Right.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Lance Hilfman.
Councilperson De Palma.
Mr. Scogno.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Mr. Scogno.
Councilperson Paschetti.
Mr. Scogno.
Council Vice President Walker.
Mr. Scogno.
And Council President Sohar.
Mr. Scogno.
Mr. Scogno it is.
Approval of minutes?
I have a point of order.
Yes.
I just didn't understand if there was no second for the other person.
That's how it goes. When you ask for nominations, and when there's multiple nominations, then the council members take a vote choosing the people who have nominated. That's how
So there's no second.
correct.
Okay.
So the vote is you choose the individuals after nominated.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this way also, if someone wanted to second it, then it would have been on the record for them as well. You know how sometimes people want to do a second. Okay? All right. Approval of minutes. Resolution approving regular and executive council combined meeting minutes of April 25th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Paschetti.
Roll call. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. Councilperson Paschetti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay, bill list, Mrs. Walker.
Accounts payable, July 11, 2023, $13,561,825.24. Payroll, June 9, 2023, $1,189,831.65. Payroll overtime, June 9, 2023, $33,567.69. Payroll, June 23, 2023, $1,245,669.96. Payroll overtime, June 23, 2023, $28,769.36. And that concludes the bill list.
Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Paschetti, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli, and now Mr. Shaw. Can we have a breakdown, please, of overtime?
Sure. Thank you, Council President. As Councilwoman Walker indicated, for July 9th, the total overtime was $33,567.69. June 9th, right. Thank you. There was an uptick in the recreation for special event Memorial Day Parade. For the police department, the total overtime for sworn officer was $21,229.54. Deduct grant, $4,574.04. Deduct ETO, $3,849.46. Deduct accreditation cost, $3,351.15. The net overtime was $9,454.89, representing 220 men and women hour. There was no special events. There was no one injured on duty or light duty. For June 23rd payroll, again, as Councilwoman Walker indicated, total overtime was $28,769.36. There was a special event, election related overtime in clerk's office. For the sworn officer, the total overtime was $14,091.90. Deduct grant, $6,592.41. Deduct the ETO time, $731.42. The net overtime was $6,768.07, representing 176 men and women hour. Again, no special events, and again, no one was injured on duty or light duty. That concludes my report, Council President.
Okay, thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses.
Next will be public hearing, ordinances for second reading. H1, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge adopting the Old Bridge Matawan Road 1 redevelopment plan and amending the township zoning map.
Madam President, before we go to public hearing, there is one amendment that we need to adopt. It's obviously nothing significant. It's just the date. If you go to page 2, section 1, paragraph 2, the Old Matawan Road 1 redevelopment plan dated, I think originally it was June 12th. The actual date is June 13th, 2023. So if we could have council vote to approve that amendment, and then you can open up to the public hearing as amended.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. De Palma, second by Vice President Walker.
And a roll call vote on the amendment of the date to the plan. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses, ordinance as amended.
Okay, so now I will open it to the public. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard on H1? Seeing no hands, I will close public portion. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Okay, moved by Mr. De Palma, second by Mr. Paskiddy.
Roll call, Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses, ordinance as amended has been adopted.
Thank you. H2, ordinance acceptance of right-of-way dedication to be granted to the Township of Old Bridge for purposes of future road widening along Poor Farm Road, Block 5000, Lot 20. Do I have a motion?
Madam President, similarly, 2 dates. have to
Dates,
be
okay,
revised
sure.
In this one, in section 1, where there's a date of December 1, 2022, that was originally December 1, 2023. And then in section 2, we received an updated deed. And so the deed date will be July 10th, 2023,
So now I need a motion
to adopt
to
those
adopt
amendments.
those amendments, please.
Make a motion?
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Pasketty, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call vote on the amendments to the ordinance. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses on the amendments to the ordinance.
Okay, so now we'll open it to the public. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance, H2? I'll close the public, seeing no hands, and ask for a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. De Palma, second by Vice President Walker.
Roll call vote. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. Councilperson Paskiddy.
I'm sorry, is this H3?
H2.
H2.
Poor Farm Road.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses, the ordinance as amended is adopted.
H3, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, New Jersey, amending Chapter 250 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Old Bridge Land Development Code by amending Article 12, 250-107, entitled Off-Tract Improvements. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. De Palma, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli. I will now open it up to the public. Anyone in the public wish to be heard on H3? Seeing no hands, I'll close public portion. Roll call, please. Roll call, please.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
no, I closed the public portion.
This is for the
Yeah, adoption.
of the ordinance.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Abstain.
Abstain. Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
And Council President Sohar.
Yes.
5 yeses, 1 abstention.
H4, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, amending Article 1 of Chapter 39 of the Township Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Animals.
Move it.
Second.
No, first we'll open it and then we'll go to public. Motion by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Paschetti, and now we'll go to the public. I'll open it to the public. Anyone wish to be heard on H4? Seeing no hands, roll call, please.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses.
H5, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge amending Chapter 527 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Wreckers and Towing by amending 527-7 entitled Requirements for License. Do I have a motion?
That should be actually section 527-5.
Oh, okay, 527-5.
That's how it is on the ordinance, I just think.
All right, no, that's fine. All right, so-
Typographical error.
Okay, so that's a typo. All right, so it's 527-5 entitled Requirements for License. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Paschetti, second by Mr. De Palma. We'll now open it up to the public. Anyone in the public wish to be heard on H5? Seeing no hands, we'll close and go to roll call, please.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
5 yeses, 6 yeses.
Ordinances for first reading, FR1, ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, amending Chapter 250 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Old Bridge Township Land Development Ordinance by amending Chapter 250-53 entitled Fences.
I'm sorry, Madam President, before you move there, at your seat, there is a updated one.
Okay,
Believe it or not, this is one of the most difficult ordinances I had to draft.
that happened.
It was with Vina and Damien, it was brutal. It was just, you think it's simple until you try to think out, well, how are we going to do this? But anyway,
All right.
well, we did, but thank you. It was one of the more difficult ordinances trying to draft.
Okay. So everyone has looked at the updated
You wrote it, you want to explain it?
Well, in conjunction, basically what it does is it allows for really geared towards corner lots. Most people understand corner lots have 2 front yards. So there sort of was an anomaly in the township, and so we want to make clear that when people have a corner lot, that they're, and this is kind of gets a little tricky, but for the the front yard, which would be the front yard which the house does not face, right? Which is your non-traditional front yard. Then those individuals would be permitted to have a fence up to 6 foot high. Before, I guess that wasn't happening, so it's given them that ability. So, and then for the traditional front yard, then they would put a fence up to 4 feet high in the traditional front yard. And it's a lot more complicated than that because the town has all these ordinance definitions dealing with front yard setback line, side yards, everything, so, but that's what it does.
So is everyone good with the,
I'll make a motion.
Second.
moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Vice President Walker.
Roll call vote. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses, second reading and public hearing set for August 8th, 2023. Yes. Oh. Vina, we have a meeting before August 8th, the planning board? So August 8th.
All right. Okay, consent agenda, I will ask for a motion and a second, and then I will go to council for separations, please.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Pescetti, second by Vice President Walker.
Councilperson DeCaro, any items for separation?
No, thank you.
Councilperson De Palma, any items for separation?
Just C10.
C10. Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli, any items for separation?
No, thank you at this time.
Councilperson Pasquitti, any items for separation?
No separations, thank you.
Council Vice President Walker?
No, thank you.
And Council President Sohar?
No, thank you.
Okay, so just removal of
Right.
C10. So do we want to do C10 or the
Let's vote on
balance
the
of the
balance,
consent?
and then we'll go to C10, please.
So a roll call vote on the balance of the consent agenda with C10 removed. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli? Yes. Councilperson Pasquitti?
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Before we get, I'm sorry, before we get to the balance, there's one amendment we need in, I apologize. Of course, it was C1. So go ahead and do it, and then we'll amend it, yes.
Council Vice President Sohar, you said yes, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so consent agenda minus C10 plus Mark's revisions to
C1.
C1?
C1.
What was the
Right,
revision?
so C1 in the 6 whereas paragraph on the first page, after the word driveway, it should be driveway apron.
Apron,
So the word apron should be inserted after the word driveway.
Who's working in quality control?
What's that?
Who's working in quality control? That's what I want to. The mayor.
The other dates were, that was because of different changes, but after the fact.
Okay, so,
So we want to take a roll call again on C1 as amended.
okay.
So roll call vote on C1 as
amended.
amended. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti?
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay, C10, Mr. De Palma.
Yeah, so just as a reminder, I just separated this for our disabled veterans that are in town and anyone here listening, that there are state programs that you can qualify for to have your local taxes. Sorry, I hurt my rib this weekend and I'm having a little problem breathing. So just a reminder, so folks, that there are programs for disabled veterans that you can have your local taxes forgiven, for lack of a better term. So if you do qualify for those programs, please look that up. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to any of the council folks and we'll be more than happy to help you. If no one has anything, I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. De Palma, second by Vice President Walker.
Roll call vote on C10. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli? Yes. Councilperson Paskiddy?
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker?
Yes.
Council President Sohar?
Yes.
6 yeses.
Report of the Township Clerk.
I have no report, Council President.
Okay. Report of the Township Attorney.
Nothing to report, Madam President.
Okay. Report of the administrative report. Mr. Shah.
Thank you, Council President. Administrative report for July 11, 2023. Item number 1, NJDOT 2024 Municipal Aid Program. Township prepare a second application to the New Jersey Department of Transportation 2024 Municipal Aid Grant Program to fund the reconstruction of Bentley Avenue, which encompasses approximately .51 miles located west of New Jersey State Highway Route 18 and east of Old Bridge Englishtown Road. Old Bridge Township has requested a grant in the amount of $610,235. A resolution authorizing submission of an application was council voted tonight on the agenda. Item number 2, Municipal Complex Courtyard Reconstruction. On Wednesday, July 5th, Township contractor Precise Construction, Inc. began demolition activities within the central area of Municipal Courtyard. A portion of main parking lot, visitor parking area, is being used as a staging area for construction material and equipment. The duration of construction is anticipated to take 90 calendar days. Access to the building will be maintained. When visiting municipal complex, please proceed with caution. Notification will be sent out as construction activities progress and access pathway to the public building changes. Appropriate signage will be placed in the courtyard to direct pedestrian traffic. Please call Old Bridge Township Engineering Department at 732-721-5600 extension 2302 should you have any question. Item number 3, 2022 Old Bridge Road, CDBG Road reconstruction. Old Bridge Township contractor Mako Inc. milled and resurfaced Brindley Drive and Bridgeton Drive on Monday, July 10th. A portion of Stevens Avenue west of Bushnell Road is being resurfaced today, Tuesday, July 11th, for a period of 2 days. Please visit oldbridge.com/news for the most up-to-date information. Item number 4, third quarter tax payment. The 2023 final 2024 preliminary tax bill will be mailed out on or about July 26, and the third quarter grace period has been extended until August 21st. This is important because of the delay in getting certified tax rate, that we had to delay the billing, and hence the residents gets the extension through August 21st to pay the taxes. The Township Division of Tax Collection will be open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. during third quarter tax collection period. The tax office will be open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, August 12th, and from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Monday, August 21st. The last day to pay taxes without interest or penalty is August 21st. Payment received after that day will accrue interest back to statutory due date of August 1st. For homeowners who are in our automatic withdrawal program, your tax will be withdrawn on or about August 15. For additional information, residents should contact the Division of Tax Collection at extension 2999. Item number 5, Parks and Recreation. Vendor application for Saltwater Day and Old Bridge Day are now on our website. Saltwater Day is scheduled for Saturday, August 12th, and Old Bridge Day is scheduled for Saturday, September 23rd. For more information and to download an application, please go to oldbridge.com/recreation or call extension 4999. Item number 6, Paint and Bulb Day. The next Paint and Bulb Day will be on Saturday, August 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Residents can drop off paint cans, stains, varnish, spray paint, fluorescent light bulbs, and more. Visit oldbridge.com/recycling for the full list of accepted items. Item number 7, National Night Out. Old Bridge Township Police Department will host its first ever National Night Out on Tuesday, August 1st from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Municipal Complex in the ice skating rink parking lot. Come out to meet and interact with officers of the police department, hear about many vehicles they will have on display, participate in activities such as face painting, bounce houses, music, demonstration, and enjoy complimentary hot dogs and refreshment. The local fire department, EMS, and OEM will have vehicles, equipment, and members helping at the events. DPW will also have some of their vehicle on display. Let's make the first Old Bridge National Night Out a success. Item number 8, Police Department. The Police Department recently hired 4 Class 1 Special Law Enforcement officers. Currently, they are in training. And the reason we are reporting hiring in Police Department, because there was some concern about hiring. I think Township has been successful in hiring police officers, Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3, without any problem. Item number 9, Arbors Day Foundation names Old Bridge 2022 Tree City USA. Old Bridge was named a 2022 Tree City USA by the Arbors Day Foundation for its commitment to effective urban forest management. Old Bridge achieved this recognition by meeting the program's requirement. That concludes my report, Council President. And the final report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shaw. We'll certainly miss that report from you. Anyone on the council have a question or a comment for Mr. Shaw? Mr. Peskin.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment out to thank Mr. Shah for all his years of service here and all the help you've given me as a council person. Many calls to your cell phone, and you pick up all the time, and you have all the answers for me, and I really appreciate it. I appreciated all the work that you've done. So kudos to you, and good luck on your retirement.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I'd like to move it. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd like to say something also. I hope you change your mind, first of all, and don't retire yet, because I would like to say that you've been nothing but professional, always patient, helpful, knowledgeable, and a gentleman. And to think that you came in March 22nd, 1993, that you've seen a lot in this town, you've dedicated so much, and wherever I go, when I go to the legal municipality, you are revered everywhere. They tell me all the time how lucky we are to have Himanshu Shah at the head of the realm, and I really appreciate this from all of us. I wish you good luck in your retirement. You don't have to open it now, but I hope you change your mind. I'm going to work to change this. That is my goal over the next few weeks, to get you to change your mind. Maybe I'll call your wifey.
Thank you all, and I appreciate your kind word. I think over 30-plus years, I feel I'm very proud of my accomplishment and my dedication to Old Bridge Township. I think I made difference. I think we brought in many changes. We have a great group of our department heads, and I could not have done what I have done in the last 5 years. Obviously, thanks to Mayor recognizing me and allowing me to do that, but it wouldn't be possible without the staff we have. I think we have assembled some great minds here, and that's allowed me to function in multiple capacity. And obviously, I want to thank all the council member, current, past, over 30 years, and I see one of my favorite person, Mayor Barbara Cannon, in the audience, who hired me in the room full of 300 people. I thought they were going to kill somebody at that moment. She calls me for interview, and she makes an appointment, announced my appointment here. That's how I started. So thank you, Mayor Cannon, for recognizing me, and again, all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your dedication and commitment to making Old Bridge better. It's because of you.
Mrs. Walker?
much. I just want to tell you, thank you so much for all you've done since I've been here. Any question I had, if I called you, you knew the answer instantly without looking it up. You're a wealth of knowledge. I cannot believe everything you know about this town, and we're really, really going to miss you, and I hope you reconsider.
Absolutely.
But I want you to enjoy your retirement.
Yeah, I do too. I just want to say, I've known you for quite a while, and my late husband was very much a fan of yours, and I think he had very good.
Should have recognized him. He was my biggest supporter when I first.
He had very good instincts. So I think that that said a lot. That he felt that way about you, and for you to go through 3 administrations, different parties, everything different, and come through speaks volumes about you and your work ethic, because sometimes things change when administrations change, but everyone had the foresight to have you be here for us. So I thank you very much, and I know I burned out your cell phone a few times. I know that for a fact. So thank you once again, and I too wish you all the best. I wish to see you in the hallways here, but I do wish you all the best. Anyone else? Everybody good? Eric? Okay.
Congratulations, good luck in retirement. Enjoy your grandson.
Oh, yes, yes.
The
And
most important thing.
it sure is. Mrs. DeCaro?
It's only been, a short time, and but I do also want to thank you for just always being so welcoming and, for your guidance. Like everyone said, you always answer the phone, and, you always help. So I do want to thank you. It's been a pleasure this past year.
Well, everybody, thank you so much. There you are. Okay. Now, who's going to do that report? Ha, you have to stay. Oh, you're right. Zoom in. Okay, next will be public comment on any subject matter for a maximum period. Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. We have to accept the report. I apologize. All right.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg, second by Mr. De Palma.
Roll call vote. Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti?
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker?
Yes.
Council President Soho?
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay, thank you. Next will be public comment on any subject matter for a maximum period of 3 minutes. Anyone in the audience wish to be heard? Good evening.
Oh, yes. Our public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. This section is open for any topic or items in the consent agenda. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the Old Bridge Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 3 minutes or less. Only one member of the public shall approach to speak to council at a time. The council will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker has finished with their allotted time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the corresponding department's office during regular business hours. The township clerk will regulate the time during the comment portion of our meeting.
Okay, good evening.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. My name is Terry Barron. I'm at 5A Indiana Court, Mattawan. And I wanted to talk about, I'm concerned about Morristown Road. Since I believe the county put that light up on Amboy, since that light has been up, it's created a problem for Morristown Road. We can't get out onto 34. There's a sign by the gas station that says, "Do not block the intersection." Well, forget that. Nobody pays any attention to it. They block the whole road off, and we can't get out when that red light is on.
Okay.
The people now are getting so used to it, they're cutting into the little malls there, cutting and trying to get into 34. And I'm on that road all the time, so I know what I'm talking about. If these people keep cutting back and forth into these roads trying to get away from that light, somebody's going to get hurt. We had a bad accident just this week outside by Marketplace, a very bad accident. Thank God nobody got hurt, but the cars were demolished. I just don't understand why they put this little sign up there that says, please don't block the intersection. Nobody sees it. Nobody looks at it. It's just there. My thought is it should be a red sign that says stop when a light is red at the gas station, so that the people on Morristown Road can get through. Because at 4 and 5 o'clock at night, when people are coming off the Parkway on Morristown Road, that Morristown Road backs up because they're not getting through.
We have
So I
Mrs.
don't know,
Shapiro
I
here.
know that's not our road, I know we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Is it a county road? It's-
34 is a state
Could
highway.
we put a sign there?
We'll
that they-
contact the DOT.
that's-
Nicole's taking notes. We'll see if we can improve the
See if they could put
situation.
a sign up there?
Okay.
Because I think a lot of the people just don't see that sign. And then the
Sorry,
others don't
that-
care, because they're in a rush, and they don't care about the people on our road that are trying to get out.
Okay.
And it always ends up with somebody's gonna get hurt, because one car's not gonna stop, and the other car's not gonna stop, and the next thing you know, it's a mess. It'll be a mess.
Sorry, Ms. Barron,
So-
that's time.
Okay?
All right, yeah, no, thank you.
Attention.
All right, thank
Do it
you.
for you. You're welcome.
There's something.
Mind if I sit also? I had some dental work today.
Just, sir, just whether you're a resident of Old Bridge or not your name, not your address, please.
Green, right? That's good. I'm a resident of Old Bridge, 30 years, almost exactly the same as Mr. Schock. Congratulations on retirement. I've been retired 5 years, and it's great. I hope that's not my time. But anyway, earlier today, I forwarded an email to each council person that I received from the town planner on May 23rd, which was in response to my ongoing attempts to gain transparency into the completeness checklist process, which is an interesting thing, for the planned Metro Storage project on Route 9 and Sydney Street Jug Handle. You probably remember me about 5 years ago in front of this very same council, as well as the planning zoning board. I was shocked, really, and disappointed when I was told to stop emailing and to get a lawyer if I was dissatisfied based on my, quote, constant emails, frivolous open records requests, and visits to the zoning board, end quote. For the record, at least according to my records, I have sent 12 emails, filed 6 open records requests, and made 4 visits to the office over the past 2 years. In no way should this be considered excessive. My inquiries are to ensure that everything stipulated in the judge's order, which is overruling the zoning board, vote to not approve this, is addressed in the completeness checklist process, including the berm height, tree removal and replacement. I see Gary is here tonight, and water runoff, security, and noise concern. The town clerk, before every public comment, says, it's not a Q&A, so I don't expect answers tonight. But I have been respectfully, I feel, asking multiple times for meetings to address the questions. I have not gotten any. I have, with no results, and I've been told, much to my dismay, not to email now. Is it the township's policy for residents wishing to express legitimate concerns? Do residents have to resort to paying a legal representation to communicate with township professionals? At the last council meeting, we had residents, including the zoning board member, came to speak about a license renewal for an pre-existing establishment on Route 34. I'm trying to prevent that before this is built, to make sure that the things the judge approved is going to be on there. I firmly disagree with the closing comments from the township planner that, quote, to the extent practical, your concerns were heard and addressed by the developer. I strongly disagree. The only update they've made is to increase the berm from 2.5 feet to 6 feet. Other warehouses have
Sir,
16
that's your
feet.
time.
I hope to hear from the township and in line with the common bond, respect for the individual, and dedication to taxpayer. Thank you, everyone. I'll be here afterwards if anyone wants to discuss further. Thank you.
Okay. In light of the email we received, do you want to respond? Vina, he said no.
Should I not?
No, I don't, again, this is, look, this is time for public comment.
It says no.
Right, it's time for public comment. You know, I mean, I think it goes against the grain of engaging conversation, answering questions. The individual made his comment, you know, to the extent that he has his, you know, what he presents, or he's presented. Obviously, the township will continue to do what they need to do to ensure compliance with the approval by the court. Actually, it would have been the zoning board approval after it came back from the court. The professionals always do that. There is a process involved in that. That takes some time. There's nothing that's not transparent in the approval process, and it will continue to be that way. I think the issue doesn't necessarily have to do with the resident obtaining an attorney relative to having discussions with the township. I think the issue had to do with, he originally was represented by counsel. My understanding is that various zoning board hearings, and to the extent that he believes that the township isn't necessarily holding the developer accountable, and as a resident, he has the ability to try to take steps that he thinks are necessary relative to the developer. But our professionals are in place, will continue, always monitor that, especially with respect to the fact that you have a court order to ensure it's complied with. You know, I think the issue is that many times that department especially gets inundated from various residents because there's so much going on, and they try to address many items with many different people. And then, you know, even with respect to the OPRA process, is that, you know, when OPRAs are received, there's a whole process that has to be followed, and it is followed, but when there's no new information to be provided or no new updates to be provided, it just actually ends up slowing down the process. So I'm sure that in the event that is any new, in my understanding, if there is any new information to be provided, that information will be provided, and it's typically provided in a timely process. You know, again, developments occur. We have inspectors on site. Those inspectors report back to the department, and then ultimately, no building gets issued a final CO until they comply with all the items that's required in a resolution. That's what resolution compliance is about. So, you know, it's not a matter of, you know, slighting anyone, but I think it's a process that when you have so many individuals, and then knowing that responses have been provided, and that there's not, you know, there's no information provided at this point, there's nothing more that either Vina could do, or the department can do, or the clerk can do, if there's nothing new to report. So, you know, again, I interact regularly with respect to that department because there are so many issues involved. I interact regularly with the clerk's department, and to the extent that information is requested, it's available, we make it available. We respond to OPRA requests constantly, and then the same thing with the approval process. And if there is ever an issue, Nicole knows, Vina knows, the inspectors know to hold every developer accountable, and they do hold the developers accountable. You can be assured of that.
Council President,
Yes.
I guess I can speak with my 30 years of experience here. I can tell you, since Vina came on board, that department has transformed into a completely responsive, appropriate, doing it in the right way. I have never seen such a professional manner, things getting done. So I understand sometimes residents get frustrated, and I think we are frustrated too, because you know, and particularly in a case like this where application was received, denied by the board, hundreds of hours of input, denied, goes to the court, and court just reverse it, you know? And now they have to start many more things all over again. So I would just hope that residents would understand. And I can assure that the professional we have, engineer, planner, they really know, not to cater any developers. I think developers are more frustrated with them than even residents. I can assure you that. I have got many, many calls about developers complaining about, that our staff is making sure 100%. And sometimes same thing with our construction office. So, based on my experience over 30 years, I can assure you that things will get done in a right manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Is there anyone else out in the public who wishes to be heard? Good evening.
And I am a resident. And I live in Spring Hill Village, and I don't know if you remember, but a couple weeks ago, I was here inquiring about the speed humps where we were told we have to remove by the fire marshal. And we don't want to remove them for safety reasons. Because if we want to talk about safety, then, I mean, there may be a fire once every 20 years where he has to go through, but it's a winding road anyway. You can't go that fast in a truck. But by the playground, we have these speed humps, which you simply have to slow down for. And there's hundreds of cars a day that travel through this road between Route 9 and Route 34. So as far as safety goes, I don't think the fire thing outweighs that. But that being said, that's just anecdotal. That being said, they're putting speed humps in. They put them in over by the middle school in a marked fire lane. In fact, they marked the fire lane that was never marked as a fire lane before after they put the speed humps in. So basically, they're having us take them out while the township is putting them in, or the board of somebody affiliated with the town. And I just don't think that's fair. We can't be arbitrary rules. I mean, either they are or they're not. But even if he changes that, I feel we should be grandfathered in, because we put those up legally with township approval and state approval 10 or 15 years ago. We didn't throw them in because it's a road that was dedicated to the town. We had to get permission. And now they're telling us to take them out. When I was here 2 weeks ago, you said you'd get back to me and everything like that. I didn't expect you to get back because we never exchanged names or numbers or the rest.
As a council, we will.
Right.
As I said, we have, we will get back to you because we have made some inquiries to find out exactly what's going on. And we
Right.
don't want to, go forward with something that we don't have all the information for as far
Okay.
as the humps and
No,
things
that's
at
fine. I'm
the,
not-
at the school and so on. I mean, we
Right.
don't want to speak on a topic that we're not.
Familiar with, sure.
Can we have them come
Yes,
back at our
yes,
next meeting?
that's what we
Our
planning to do.
professionals?
Yeah, have them come back next meeting.
Who's them?
We'll have the fire first
Oh, you'll
aid.
have the fire marshal.
Yes,
Oh, that's what you
we
mean to
will.
bring somebody. Okay.
Yeah,
And that's next month?
yes.
The next month's meeting?
August, yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
this way you get a firsthand one-on-one
Right.
about it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? We don't want to talk on
I
behalf.
spoke with the fire marshal, but he says the township ordinance makes me do it.
Not your road.
I don't wanna- Beg your pardon?
It's not your road.
Well,
Right, I think part of the issue.
Put up with
Yeah, I think-
permission, though. The humps were put up with permission from the township, and even though the road is dedicated, we still pave it. We pay for the paving. We pay for this. This is a $6,000 to $10,000 expense. So it's not our road, but we certainly have to pay for it. The other township roads, the township pays it. They don't pave our road. They don't
that's
plow
your
our
time.
road. They don't do anything.
okay, but
Okay.
we will
Sorry.
have them come. Yeah, next meeting. Okay. Is there anyone else in the public who wishes to be heard?
Resident of Old Bridge. I just heard today that Mr. Shaw is thinking of retiring, so I'm here to convince him to forget that idea. We go back, 30 years? I was trying to remember, it was 32 years, and we hired him in the way that he described because we knew if we didn't grab him quick, we would have lost the best thing that would have ever happened to this town, or one of the best. Really, Himanshu is responsible for all that you see today, and I look at where we're standing here, the courtroom, and what's going on out in the plaza, and all the things that have taken place. And that's all, so much of it is due to Himanshu, his professionalism, his desire to do the very, very best to make Old Bridge the best that it can be. And really, where we were when I became mayor, it was in 1992, and we were like, our bond rating was like almost on the floor. And we were really in bad shape. And so when he came in to interview, Jack Coughlin, who was the business administrator, and I said, we've got to grab him quick because he's going to be able to help us fix this and make it right. And he has been there every step of the way, even as far as when he first came, or several days after he first came, our mailing machine went down, and we couldn't, at that time, we were sending out envelopes with tax statements, and we couldn't get them sealed properly, so we were sitting there and with sponges and dipping them in water and label it, putting, making sure the glue stuck and whatever, because we had bought the envelopes from the prisoners, and they didn't do the thing right. So there was Himanshu at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, making sure that we had all the things sealed and ready to get out in the mail because we were on a time deadline. But he's, everything you see in this township that's occurred over the last 30 years, he has either led the effort or made sure it got done or was instrumental in making it happen. And I just am really sad that you are leaving us. I thought you'd be here forever. So I wish you the very best. And, we wouldn't be where we are today without you. And I just wish you a happy retirement. And if you ever feel like coming back, I'm sure you'll be welcome with open arms.
Better give her a hug. Is there anyone else in the public? No, seeing no hands, close the public portion. We'll go to council comments.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Hi, yes. I really didn't have anything major to say tonight. I will just want to thank everybody that came out to speak. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has an issue making that turn onto 34. We come that way a lot, and it's frustrating because the traffic does back up there, and it's very frustrating, I know. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. So, and hopefully, we can all do something to figure out how to put that stop sign by the gas station there, so that at least opens that up, which I think would be a great idea. We had the speed bump issue again today. I don't really think we need to have the fire marshal and everybody come out to tell us to tell them why they can't do why we can't have speed bumps. I don't think that that's going to solve his problem. I think what we need to do is see what we can do to help them, because like he said, when he put them in, it was a private road, and they spent a lot of their money on it, and now that it's a public road, they put out a lot of money, and when you're in an HOA, it's hard to raise that money. So, what I think we should do is try to figure out a way to help that HOA, either financially or whatever, to get those removed if in fact they have to be removed, which is what, I understand. And that's it. I just hope everyone has a wonderful summer, and see you next meeting.
Councilperson De Palma.
Thank you. So a few weeks ago, there was a pretty bad fire at the Glenwood Apartments. I just wanted to take a few moments to thank the volunteer fire, the Old Bridge Fire Department, and EMS for their quick thinking and all the great work that they did. Without their fast thinking and their bravery, that situation could have been extremely dire. So I know I'm not alone in my thanks and gratefulness for all those volunteers, our fire, our police department, our EMS. Their bravery day in and out is what makes our town such a great place. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you. Obviously, I know we will be probably having further discussions about this at a council meeting, so I won't name any names, but thank you very much for your selflessness day in and day out. because without you, this town wouldn't be as safe as it is. And final thing, Himanshu, thank you again. Even though your professional life is ending, I'm sure a full-time Papa Himanshu is going to be a full-time job for you, probably the most fruitful job that you're going to have for the rest of your life. Enjoy, and thank you very much for all your guidance over the last 3+ years. Everyone, please enjoy the rest of the summer. Thank you.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes. First of all, I want to thank Matt Mercurio for finally getting the porta toilet in Menino Park, not getting any more calls, so they're very happy. Just as Councilman Eric DePalma said about our brave volunteer firemen, to know that Vinny Lavallo saved a child's life is pretty remarkable. The skill that he has and the fortitude to go into a burning facility, it's quite amazing. I know that we will be honoring everyone honored. I mean, it's just incredible to see a young man that can do that, and it's a life-changing thing when you know you change your life, and it affects you in many ways. But for us, we're forever grateful that we have such talent in our fire departments and their training. The next thing I wanted to talk about was when we talk about roads, and I know that Councilman Walker worked very hard with 34, and she's going to address that. But really what I want to say about roads is Cottrell Road and 516 are county roads. We get so many calls about this, yes, get it to us, and we filter them out and go there. But, so right now, they're repaving finally 516. It was a long time coming. But the problem with Cottrell Road, it's very disturbing to me when you see, there's not coordination between governments, whether it's local, county, and state. And it's very frustrating. That is a county road, and county money was allocated, and it was paved. So we have a moratorium for 5 years after road's paved, work's not supposed to be done on it. Why they decided to do this project at this time, it's a drainage project, that's the improvements along Cottrell Road between Spring Hill Road and JCP and voltage power line easements. It's approximately 2,300 feet of road improvements, including 3 large new culverts, drainage piping, catch basins, sidewalk, curb, and paving. The authority, the municipal utility authority, has an existing 12-inch cast iron main that's in conflict with this, and the MUA, the utility authority, has to move it. So you would think, if they're doing this project, they would have reached out to the MUA first and coordinated. Why this doesn't happen, it's very discouraging in government. When you're in government, first government moves slow, but when you have a project of this magnitude, and you know that this 12-inch pipe has to be moved, this cast iron pipe, why they weren't in on the construction, it's poor coordination that they weren't on the construction meetings. Plus, when you're doing work in that area with cast iron, you may say the MUA has to only improve these particular areas, but when they're changing their pipes and the things that they're doing, it's going to affect this cast iron pipe that's been there for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. So if we were going to know about it, we would have addressed it a different way. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention because people are saying, what are all those pipes that's just storage from the MUA? It has nothing to do with not from the MUA, from the county. It's not from the warehouses when they see all this massive buildup on Cottrell Road. It has nothing to do with that. This is a county project. So if you have any problems or questions, the residents in that area or anyone travels that road, you can always call the county. The county engineer is Ronald Sender. You can reach out to him and get all the information that you need. But I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because I'm getting a lot of calls about it, and it is a county road, not a township road. Okay, thank you, and enjoy your summer, everybody.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yeah, hi. The only thing I wanted to mention was I'm getting a bunch of emails about fireworks, and it seems that some folks want to blow off fireworks before the 4th and after the 4th. I'm just going to ask people, please, to just limit their fireworks to the July 4th. Thank you.
Council Vice President Walker?
Yes, I just want to address the light on 34. As many of you know, Councilwoman Sower and myself, we worked on that light for about 20 years. Her husband actually was involved in it. It was much needed light. It wasn't done how we wanted, however. We wanted it done the right way, which we had the plans going back from 20 years ago. And Nicole, our engineer, remember, the roads were supposed to be aligned. Amboy and Morristown were supposed to be aligned. So it would be just a one light, and it would be a lot better. And we knew that. But the state refused to spend the money to do it. So at the time, we were told, let's go for this, so at least we could get all the expensive work done. The state was willing to come in and share and put some money into it so we can get the light up. And now seeing that we're having all these problems, we're going to be hopeful that the state will come back in now and do it the right way like they should have done in the first place, which is align the roads. I know that you have a problem coming from that way. Coming from the Amboy roadway, though, I think it stopped a lot of near misses because you can pull out off of Amboy onto 34 safely now, but I know it's created a problem there. But if they were to align the roads correctly like they were supposed to in the beginning, they wouldn't have to come back and spend more money. So I'm hopeful. I know Nicole's listening to everything we say. Hopefully we could report back to the state. But once again, it's a county road meeting a state road. But I think they would have saved a lot of money doing it right in the first place. But we know what you're saying. We understand it. But, they didn't want to listen to us at the beginning. Also, I want to thank Matt for the porta potty at the pickleball courts. The people can't be happier. The pickleball is totally exploding. Last night, there were over 50 people waiting to play. This morning, it was packed again. It's becoming a massive sport. If you haven't played, come down. Well, I don't know if I should say come down, but it's very good for exercise and social, too. And I just want to thank also the firemen and police and EMS that were involved in Glenwood. I know we're not, at this meeting, we're going to honor them in a future meeting, but I just want to thank them all for what they've done. Thank you.
Council President Sohar.
Yes, thank you. I also just want to say, as far as 34, we are working on it, and Nicole will be reaching out to see what can be done. But it was a necessity along that road, and the people on that side, from one end to the other, were very, very grateful, because coming out now on Amboy Road, there was a lot of problems there as well. So hopefully we can see how to remedy the situation. Sometimes one thing happens and then you have to work on the other, and that's what we're going to do. But thank you for coming up and speaking. And then I just want to make everybody aware of this report here, the administrative report, all the great things that are going on this summer and fall. If you look there, the first night that the police department is doing, that's fantastic. And then we have the Saltwater Day, we have Old Bridge Day. So there's a lot for families in this town, a lot. And I know, people, that's important, what we do for families and how recreation is treated. And I think tonight the mayor put it very well. We are really take every opportunity to do as much as we can to promote all the good, recreation that we have here in town. Whether you're a senior or you're a young child, we have a lot to offer. And I'm really very proud of that. And Gary's here, the Tree City again, being a Tree City again, I think it's very important. And I think that's something to be very proud of. And thank you, Gary, for your continuing with all of that. You've been here, oh my God, we took about years, right? How many years? You too, the same thing. But thank you again very much. And everyone have a great summer. I need a motion.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Vice President Walker.
Roll call for adjournment. Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. Councilperson Pasquini.
Yes.
Council Vice President Walker.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Adjournment at 8:40 p.m.